Just because I'm his father doesn't mean he has to respect me. I don't want it like that. I treat him with love and care and respect, and when I need to correct him, I speak to him. And I have to find a way to really get through to him, right? And that's respect, and he respects me in return. And that's with everybody in life, you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, that's how I want it. Like one of my good friends, he's actually coming in June, Andrew. When I've seen him with his kids, it's the best thing I've ever seen, man. The way he talks to his son and his kids, the best conversation. I'm like, wow, like, and you can tell that they respect him. Yeah. So if there's something that that a kid might do that's bad, I've seen them like they'll ask to check, like just to know, like I don't want to do that because I don't want to let you down. Like, which is what you want. You don't want friggin' just fear.
Go
on.
No, sorry to cut you, but the thing is, remember, for example, with our kids, we're learning what we didn't like from our parents. But then when you look at our parents, you have to think about who taught them. Of course. So for example, in terms of my granddad, it was very much like iron fist, because that's how they were taught. You know what I'm saying? Because remember, we look at it like, oh man, our parents are out of order, whatever. But generally speaking, they learnt from who was above them. Whereas we've learnt now what we don't like, what we do like. So for example, you're going to take some of the good things.
Oh, of course. I'm a well-rounded individual, so some stuff was great.
But then some of the stuff that's too harsh, you're going to be like, nah, man. Do you know what I'm saying?
There was definitely, basically, I feel like, because I moved to my dad's at about 12, 13. And I've always said this, living with my dad was like living with like a housemate. Like it wasn't, I didn't have the rules enforced. But obviously I learned, even though I left my mum's because we weren't getting on, I learned stuff there, because when I got to my dad's, I was like, okay, if he's not enforcing certain rules, there's certain rules I want to adhere to regardless. So I remember one of the first nights that I was there, I found myself out late at night at about 11 p.m. There hadn't been a phone call. And I was like, I'm taking my ass home, man. I'm taking my ass home because I shouldn't be out on the streets, you know? And then I checked my behavior and checked every scenario and made the right moves. And obviously that had to be learned somewhere. It was my older brother too, because like my older brother, like you look to your older brother for his behavior as well. So I was always looking to him, and he's doing the right thing, so I'm following him. So yeah, man.
But it's even key, because remember we said about turning left and turning right. In terms of life, there was certain decisions that you made, and that's why you're here. So for example, even that phone call was in, where are you? Mum's gonna ring me soon, let me get home. Whereas I had friends who didn't have that. They could be out, even in school days, there was no one telling them to be home. And I look at them guys now, they're not around no more, because they literally were alone to themselves. And when you're a young guy and adolescence and you think you're the man, you make the worst decisions that you might not be able to come back from. And unfortunately, some people do, but a lot of people, like friends in jail for life.
I told you before.
It's mad.
I said to them lot before, what kind of kept me away from everything was basketball.
Or sport or discipline.
So what would happen is the man them are doing robberies, like they're up to crime full time. They're phoning me, where are you? I'm halfway at the other end of the country. So I was always away. Then by the time I hit 18, it was split between I was away and I was at my girlfriend's house, which was far away from our area. So a lot of times it went from them phoning me to drag me out to, they were just phoning me to just check up on me and make sure that I was all right, because I'm far removed from their lifestyle now. But at the same time, contrary to them, I wasn't far removed. It's just I kept my side of what I was on a bit more low key compared to them, because I was just like, I didn't want them knowing too much. So it was like years later, when they've seen like some of my connects with certain things, they was like, how the hell do you know my man? Then I broke down certain things and they were like, so you were living like Pee Wee Kirkland doing basketball? I was like, yeah. I was like, if I'm gonna go in on certain things, I wanted to go in properly, but at the same time, I didn't want to show off to you lot to get dragged in, and because they were getting nicked for crazy things, and I was just like, you lot ain't smart.
I want to segue, yeah? Oh, you're going to...
No, I just want to finish, but basically what you were saying about the guys that don't have any direction, there's like...
a very thin line, isn't it?
Yeah, so even like saying that, there's no one to phone, sometimes that phone call needs to be explained. So for example, I remember Sam got beats one time for sneaking out to a party. You didn't explain why is he getting the beats? Just because he went out to the party and didn't ask. No, it's I don't know where you are.
Yeah.
I care about you. You
Yeah,
know,
yeah.
I care about you. I love you, and I want to make sure that you're safe. If you go out to a party, I don't know where you are.
Yeah.
It's like it's not safe out there. No explanation.
Yeah.
So there has to be a discussion. There has to be things explained so that you know. Oh, this is why I don't sneak out, because if I sneak out, no one even knows where I am. You know, and etc. The beating's not like, because all I got from the beating, I watched it, and I just thought he ain't learning. All he's gonna think is, next time I don't get caught. That's not what you wanted him to learn. It's not about getting caught.
Bro.
There was a reason you didn't want him out, and it wasn't just because you didn't want him to have fun.
But remember,
You know, or go to a party.
But remember, in terms of our parents, again, remember, it's what we learn, it's what they learned from the generation above, and
But
it's like they weren't mates.
I still put some responsibility.
Do you know what I'm saying?
I put some responsibility on our parents, though. I'm gonna tell you why. So, I don't hit my children, and I won't. I don't see a scenario where I'd ever have to do that, right? I got slave whoopings, you know what I'm saying? Straight up. Because my mother's from the South, and down South, yo, it's crazy. It's like abuse, literally. So, I'm thinking like, yo, okay, this is how I was raised, you know what I'm saying? Did it help? Yeah, I think so, but it also made me very violent. It taught me that you resolve conflict when you're mad. And every time she whooped me, because she was pissed, she was hot, you know what I'm saying? So I love my children too much to hit them. I don't want to hurt you. It's painful. So it's like, they say love, violence and things of that nature is not even an opinion, it's factually, it's a low level version of being a human. It's like an animal, you know what I'm saying? So I don't want to be like that with people I love, with anybody, right? I don't want to put that kind of ugliness out there on nobody now, but you got to love your children and guide them, like, you're right. So I have to think, you know what I'm saying? How do I communicate this to them? You know what I'm saying? And they keep me on my toes, like, straight up. If I didn't have children, I don't know where I'd be, honestly, because they've anchored me, you know? And I have to think. I have to think a lot, because these motherfuckers are smart, you know what I'm saying? So, and they're cool, and I respect them, and I like them. So, I've never been in a situation to where I was angry enough to want to hit them. You know what I'm saying?
Have you noticed as well, over years of training, it's taught you more self-control.
Yeah.
It makes you more calm and zen.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Now, I have to be honest with you, though. I still struggle,
Cody.
even to this day, with that.
Oh, for real?
With anger.
Yeah, because remember, if you've got a learnt behaviour and you're a fully grown man, it's very hard to kind of change it, because remember, you've grown up with that, as in your trigger is.
What I was going to ask is, do you think there's any correlation between how you grew up with the beatings and stuff, knowing that violence is how you is the reaction you get to disrespect? Do you think is that why black people? And the thing is, I'm a black guy, so I can only speak for me. But and from what I see from other black people, we can be aggressive in terms of how we react to disrespect. I don't know how other people do it, but I know that when you disrespect me, like, we're both gonna think that violence is the way that we have to solve this.
You gotta think about this, bro. Like, especially when white people say black people are violent, I'm like, it's ironic. You taught us this violence. You dealt with us with extreme violence. You know what I'm saying? And then you would pair us up, like, when they say a cracker, that's a black man to whoop me when I'm, you know what I'm saying?
But then the thing is, that's America. In Africa, chiz. Like, so what I'm basically saying is, that happened, and that's America, but it still exists in Africa, where its disrespect will get violence.
No, but I hear you, but remember, in terms of Africa, it still happened, because when the white man came over there, they still done it. Even Biafran War in Nigeria, for example, like when they came to Nigeria, remember, you've got like the Yorubas, Igbos,
So basically,
and the Hausas.
our tribe was trying to move away.
Okay.
So, because they were trying to move away, now what's happened is, like, the British and the French has armed the North with weapons. Said, no, keep these guys here. You know what I mean? So, what they've done as well, like, in regards to making sure we couldn't get away, they've starved us. So, like, during that period now, my grandma got killed. About 3 million of our people died because kids were starving to death.
But Sim, it's like,
couldn't get food.
Put it this way, it's like this. So Nigeria was Yoruba, Igbo, Hausa. Those are the three main tribes, yeah? When the British were controlling Nigeria, they were going to pull out. So when they've gone to leave Nigeria,
Igbos are trying to get out.
Okay, I'm gonna throw another one.
There's a lot of Yorubas.
What about the Caribbeans? I'm just trying to find where the aggression comes from.
no, but the Caribbean is the
Mike's
same, though.
referenced
Caribbean is
slavery.
similar to American.
Caribbean is slavery too.
Yes, Caribbean slavery.
That was the first port.
So in terms of Nigeria, so for example, when they're going to leave, when you look at Nigeria in general, the Yorubas and the Igbos are the most educated. So in terms of the Yorubas, a lot of their kids went to school in the West. They went to a lot of Nigerians went to school. Yorubas went to school in the West. So when they came back, they knew what the West were doing.
Then Igbos,
And the
Igbos were known as
similar,
businessmen.
very-
So
yeah.
you remember, like when independence has happened, the Igbos spread around the country. So I'll give you an example.
So I'm saying, so in terms of that, so the whites, they knew that if we leave Nigeria in the hands of either the Yorubas or the Igbos, we won't be able to control them.
I think I have an answer though.
Whereas in the terms of the North, the Hausas weren't as educated, so they knew that if they gave power to them, they still could chime in.
So
and control.
there's a thing up north now, for
So
instance.
literally, so remember when the Biafran War started, we were literally fighting amongst each other for power of Nigeria. So that's where that came
So
from.
with what Mike said, with what you guys said, and what you've said about the Caribbean as well, where does this aggression come from? I have it, like I grew up with it, but it was my environment as well. I had to be like that, otherwise I'm getting done over.
But remember, I think it's environment. Because remember, think about think about in the area we live in, because areas of deprivation and poverty, like that's all. It's everyone fighting. Even someone said it. Someone said that in countries where there's a lot more space, you tend not to have as much passa because you're over there in your own land. I ain't got to bother you. In the UK, we're literally right next to each other, so it's kind of we're fighting for space, as in like, do you know what I'm saying? There's a lot of that.
But it's a race thing I'm trying to find out.
No, I got
No, but all race is beef.
but I have
Asian man in the East, beef mad.
I have a perspective.
But what about, do they beef like
They
us
beef,
in terms of
Same thing.
the look thing?
But the same thing, bro. Asians beef, the same. Do you know what the problem is? As black people,
It's because we could only
focus on
relate
us.
to
Yeah,
us.
no,
I said that from the beginning.
That's all we
100%,
see.
yeah.
We could only relate to
I'm
ourselves.
sure, for example, if you go to New York, Hispanic people beef each other the same.
But did you have this? Okay, I'll be walking on the street, and if I saw a group of white dudes, it's calm. Like I'm not
know
really
you're
bothered.
saying, we see
I see
all black.
one black dude give me a funny look.
Catch each other's eye in it.
We catch each other's eye, and why is it on? Like that.
But I'll tell you.
This is when I'm younger. Like it's not my mentality now. But before,
I'll tell you the funny thing about that now. So, like my area where I live now, if you go like 15 minutes up the road now, up the road 15 minutes, the whole area is probably like white.
Yeah.
Then if you see another black guy there,
Yeah.
you both nod like, yeah, what's up, bro?
Yeah, that's now. That's now, of course. That's now. But before,
But in the main area now,
Yeah.
you might have seen the same guy,
Yeah.
and that look you said
Yeah.
happens. But now you're in a different area.
but at
Now
my
you're in a
age now,
different-
no
you're in
matter
a
where
different-
I am, I'm nodding to.
Yeah, but now you
yeah.
But now you're in a different area. It's instantly love.
But do you know the but the difference is similar.
Dynamics is-
unfortunately you're in a better place now. That came out wrong. You're in a better place now. So when you see someone else, you're not harboring nothing in you. Where certain people, they're not in a good place. So when they see each other, they're angry with life. So when I see you as another black brother, I'm just angry, bro. Like I'm pissed I've had to wake up. Where I'm living ain't the best. I'm just annoyed. So when I see people, it comes out in my behaviour and mannerisms. You know what I'm saying? Whereas now you're in a better place. It's like, yeah.
Because we're happy to see each other now.